Everybody, this is Calvin Waite. I trade crypto for a living. I'm not a registered or licensed financial advisor, planner, or broker, so nothing on this channel should be taken as a recommendation to buy or sell. I also trade all of these things, so I probably have a vested interest in there. But there's plenty of entertainment value and lots of education, so this will be awesome. For those of you who didn't know, my subscription channel is live. So look at the link in the description over at cryptoinfluencers.com and you can see how I make all of my trades and what I do and what I think about everything. This channel is for more hypothetical and looking at trends, and the other one is for actual trading, so you might be interested in that. Okay. Wow. I bet you guys are just like, what happened to this guy? So I have to catch you up a teeny bit. I had some. My parents actually have been out on a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They've been doing that for a year and a half, and so they've been pretty hard to get a hold of and hard to be with. They just finished, and so they've been driving back all the way back home, and they came through, so they've stayed with us for quite a few days, and it was so awesome to have them here. So it was definitely a priority. So yeah, I did not get my normal videos out like I normally do, but life, you just have to roll with what life gets you. My daughter was here for the weekend too, which was really awesome. So of those from college and all that. So with all of that, it just wasn't possible. But man, there have been so many developments. There is a ton to talk about today. So the usual couple of things before we get started. Just wanted to remind you that cryptoinfluencers.com is my home base. And this is where the free channel is. This is the pro channel. And if you share my pro channel, you can get paid. So if you click in here, you can, there are affiliate bounties and stuff like that. You can get in there. I've got a link in my video description for that. Apart from that, let's dive in. Since it's Monday, we might as well start with our weekly chart. So, weekly chart. You take a look at this chart, and we are seeing something extremely obvious, and it is the death cross. This is the most critical development on the weekly chart currently. Do I think this death cross is going to bring us all the way back down to here and we're toast? No. And I'll tell you why. We have had this candle will most likely be a swing high. That means we'll probably get two weeks where our lows and highs are lower than the high and low on this candle. So we're probably going to form a swing high, which means we should be in for about 2 weeks of downside if that is true. But where would we go if we were to swing down? We would probably certainly not break below this level. This would be pretty unbelievable. If we got to this level, which is 18,800, this would be a very, I would say very unlikely. It would be very unlikely, because if we get down to this, I mean, it's possible. If we did get down to this, it wouldn't be the end of the world. In fact, it might kind of create a little bit of a reverse head and shoulders, to be honest, if that happened. So it's possible. I'd go, 5 to 10% chance. Pretty small, but still possible. This, I'd be like 1%. I really just don't see us just completely hitting the fan. And the reason why is because we've had a high higher than this. So this high has given us our first higher high after like our year and a half or whatever of our downward bear market. Once you break and create a new high, this is usually the first taste of a momentum shift. And what I'm looking for is whatever swing low we get on the other side of that. And if it's higher than this low, we have completely changed trend. In 2015, we weren't quite so lucky, because when we turned the corner here, let me get all the way out, when we turned the corner and finally put in a higher high, we did come down to our base. I just don't think it's going to happen here. This was a rejection off of the 50. So we reached up, hit the 50, and rejected. But we still had the 200 to carry us. Here, we're reaching up for the 50, but we got the 200 above us. So that's a big difference. But there's just a lot here. The 20-week is a big number. So the 20-week is big. Our prior all-time high in 2017 is big. And then this is really a launch pad here. 21,000 is a pretty good catching point. So we might wick down, but I'm betting we'll close above this. And then we'll kind of move on from there. I mean, that's my speculation. But I've been waiting for a pullback, and I've known we needed something. And this death cross is definitely starting to materialize because we did get our first red candle since our explosion off the bottom. This all started at 16,600. So we've had 4 weeks in a row of straight up, and we finally had a down, and this is happening right before our death cross. Well, if we go to the daily, we are so close to that golden cross. In fact, I'll move these. These were my projected lines. We were projecting the cross to happen tomorrow, and we nailed it because we haven't had it yet. And when this candle closes tomorrow, we will definitely have our golden cross. So I'll move these out of the way. We've got our 50 crossing above the 100. That's a big move. We have a golden cross coming up here, but we need to pull into our golden cross. So our rejection, we've already pulled into our death cross on the weekly. That happened up here. We pulled into it, and now we're rejecting. And then we're going to pull down into our golden cross and then probably find support. So the golden cross is at 19,700. So I'm expecting the 50-day moving average to be our catcher. We could wick through it, but I'm betting this will catch us. And it's rising. So this is not anything that's just going slow. Let's see, 20. This is going up by 30. No. So it's going up by 130 per day, $130 a day. So this thing is majorly on the rise. So in a few days, it'll be 2,000. So by the time we come down, it might be 20,000 or something like that we start finding some actual good support. Looks pretty great though. As far as digging into this move, I had removed a lot of my Wyckoff stuff just because I wasn't sure if it was invalidated or not. I probably could have left it on, but look at the 4 hour. Here's some developments. Well, before I even leave that, I wanted to point out that our 20-day moving average, we have touched it yesterday for the first time ever. Well, ever. Since our big move. Our big move to the upside, we finally touched it. So that means we flattened out enough that 20 days have gone by that our price action is now at the 20. And today we were below it for a decent amount of time. This candle closes in 4 hours and it looks like we're hanging on. But when we get below the 9 and above the 20, we start squeezing. And if we fall out the bottom, there's really nothing but the 50 below us. So this might all come together. So I've been watching and waiting for a pullback, and this is going to be the real thing. I think this is finally it. But from a technical standpoint, we have not seen the pullback yet. Even with this close yesterday, we haven't seen our pullback, and I'll tell you why. We had our low here. We had our higher low here. We've had a higher low here. And we've had a higher low here. This close was at 22,827. And this close was at 22,928. So this is $100 higher than this. So we still have higher lows. If we keep putting in these higher lows and our RSI continues to fall, we are still in a bearish divergence. We have not resolved this bearish divergence. This resolves when our price action shows a downtrend. So when the downtrend in the price action matches the downtrend in our RSI, then the bearish divergence is resolved. And then it's kind of whatever happens. So what we're waiting for is a close below 22,827 to kind of resolve our bearish divergence. And that should cascade us into a sell of some kind. And so if the market is extremely bullish and really strong, I would expect our first layer, our first support would likely be the 50. So we'll probably fall to the 50. And then if we have strength, we'll probably oscillate for a bit. And then we'll see if we try again. If we try again, we're going to create a massive cup and handle. And we will be, in fact, it could be even a little bit more interesting than that because we've risen so high that these tops are getting close to this. It could be a massive head and shoulders depending. I doubt we'd pull back this far, but it'll be interesting. We're just going to watch it and unpack it move by move, candle by candle. Just see what the market delivers to us. But this is very interesting. This is our first actual support on the daily from one of our averages. So we'll see how it plays. On the 4 hour, this is what I was talking about with this Wyckoff. It turned out that this ended up being our up thrust, this one here. And then we dropped back into our trading range. And then this was the up thrust after distribution. So this was the final. And what we're missing, so had this been up thrust after distribution, this would have been our last point of supply, and then we would have dropped off. Well, now we've shifted everything. Here's our up thrust. This is up thrust after distribution. And now we are working on our up thrust after last point of supply right here. So it's this that will most likely break down if we do have Wyckoff happening. And there are lots of little nuances here. First of all, we finally crossed into a yellow zone from green. Green to yellow is usually a long-term selling point. This faked us out, and we had another attempt, moved into a yellow zone here, and this faked us out, and now we're here. And the difference between this yellow zone and both of these is, number one, it's longer. So we have a longer yellow zone here, so that means it's more intense. Also, this point of supply right here, this last place of point of supply that could have been a Wyckoff, this happened in the green zone. We are doing the same thing now in the yellow zone, which is weaker. So this shows a lot of weakness. Another thing here, we broke above the 50 and rejected off of the 20. And here, we've broken below the 100. The 100 was not even in play. So we've come up, and now in our last candle that closed 5 minutes ago, this just barely closed, we have a reversal candle at the top of this tiny little move, and it rejected off of the 100, and we wicked up close enough to the 20 to consider it a rejection as well. So we have rejected off the 20, just like we did here, except now we've rejected off the 100, where the 100 wasn't even in play. It was way down here. So this is the first time on the 4 hour chart that we are below the 100. You can see things unraveling here. There's a lot of weakness coming into play. Now, how does Wyckoff resolve? You know that the Wyckoff is resolved when you get your markdown. Markdown happens on this line. This is our trading range. So our trading range is intact, and the bottom of it is at 22,500. We get a close below this, and we're going to be fine. We're going to be flying. We're going to be dropping pretty good. It should run down. Here's our daily and weekly. So if I zoom out a teeny bit, you can see how likely it is to reach these levels. It's very, very probable. So this is going to be an awesome short. I'm looking forward to watching the rest of this play out because it's so slow. It's just glorious. Don't you just love it? I don't know. There's something about delayed gratification that's just really satisfying. Just watching this day by day, just slowly evolve. You know, you get one more candle, one more data point, one more thing, and it just has all this nuance to it, and all these little pieces. You know, the position of the candles, the shape of everything. You know, we had a couple of support candles here on the 4 hour, and it popped us up here. And then we found rejection very, very early. Like we didn't even make it to the bottoms of this support so far. And it's just, man, it's so fun. You guys just getting into this. I'm just kidding. Oh man, but it's really cool. So little by little, Bitcoin is turning around, and it'll be the healthiest thing ever. This move was really intense. So much, so fast. And we just need to come back and get some footing. A healthy move to the downside for a couple of weeks, get some good footing. Man, we really could create a heck of a move throughout this year. 2023 could be awesome. We just don't want to go straight up and then have 9 months of downside. That would be so dumb. And that's what a move that would come back and give us some good support, it'll help us actually move up into higher ranges and last longer there. So I expect this year to be a great year, and especially if this can come down, it should really give us what we need. So that's really big. We haven't really talked about Ethereum for very much. Ethereum's been all over the 20. So on the daily, we've been all over the 20-day, and we've just retouched it again. I feel like this is going to have a pullback too, and I still think the 200-day is our magic number. It's slowly been climbing. Back when I was talking about it, it was around maybe like 1400 and maybe 1420. Right now, we've leveled off pretty good at 1440. So I'm expecting a pullback, $200 pullback on Ethereum before we get going. Golden Cross is coming. It's not going to happen as fast as Bitcoin. Bitcoin is happening tomorrow. So at tonight, in literally 3 hours 51 minutes, we will have our Golden Cross on the daily. And I'm not sure if that becomes a sell the news event. I'm not sure. We're so high above the Golden Cross, we will likely pull down. So same thing will happen with Ethereum. It's probably 2 or 3 days out, but it's coming, and we'll probably do the same thing. Are we going to have a death cross on the weekly for Ethereum? No, we will not. Because our weekly 200 is down here. We're above it. We are likely not going to see a cross of the 50 and the 200. So Ethereum is good old-fashioned. We had our selling climax back here. We didn't get our second move like Bitcoin did. So this was our ultimate low. And this sideways move is pulling us in. And now we're getting a daily golden cross. We should still pull back a teeny bit, especially if Bitcoin moves. But we will have all kinds of support in here, and this will probably be on its way. So it's looking pretty nice. Ethereum also has some very interesting fundamentals going on. I haven't showed this for a while, but we've now burned 10,000 Ethereum since the merge. So our coin supply is lower than we've been ever since the merge. So we are erasing supply. If Ethereum is deflationary, which makes it one heck of a fundamental hold. So as long as the chart looks pretty, we will be looking at some really nice structure and a lot of upside. So it looks phenomenal. So today I have closed a lot more orders, and so all of my unrealized gains are now realized gains. And the only thing I have left is my I still have a handful of longs that still haven't shown signs of weakness, but I have my Bitcoin short, and it's currently upside down because I thought we'd have pulled back by now, but I'm fully expecting that to be a profitable trade coming up, and it's gonna be awesome. So anyway, it's pretty cool. We've been really watching this move little by little on the pro channel. So it's really enjoyable watching all that happen. There are a couple of coins that have really blown my mind. Yeah. Anyway, on Twitter and other places, I'll submit the profits that we pulled out on the pro channel. It's pretty cool to see stuff like that, and it's nice to make a decent profit when you don't have to put up a ton of margin. So I'm really liking MEXC. I'm really enjoying that exchange. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for me. Little by little, this is unwinding. Once we find a good solid bottom, I'm going to be so bullish, and I'm really looking forward to getting a nice solid position in for the upcoming couple of years even. So it's going to be awesome. All right. I should be around tomorrow, so we'll try to be more consistent this week. All right, guys, we'll catch you later. Thanks for making it to the end of my video. Make sure you keep those trades small. Don't force a trade. Don't get impatient. And if you want to see how all this works, please come over and check me out on the subscription channel at cryptoinfluencers.com. Again, the link is in the description.